Abundance family. Abundance family. We're going to have a conversation today about whatever comes up. Because I'm told to talk about whatever comes up right now for all the earth angels. This is for the beings that are the earth angels. Hmm? I know you found out what you are by now, especially if you're attracted to this channel. Alright? Melis flesh, klaku, meko stre, neklik. Belis kleo kuwa naksu, meka estashin, melik. Many of you are in isolation right now because if you achieve the level of knowledge that awakens your DNA, nobody in your vicinity really can get on your frequency. Like it's a frequency of awakening, and then there's another frequency of awakening, and then another, right? And everybody's on a different level. Normally those who are attracted to this channel are on the final level right before your genetics begin to come online fully, because at this particular point in time, like, your genetics should be coming online. The sun is impacting your genetics. I know this is happening, right? Okay. Now you see why everything has happened around you. Happened seemingly to you. You see why people play with you so heavily, right? But you know, that's what's going to happen to earth angels. Because the thing about us earth angels is that the demons really are scared of us. Because we have mastery of both polarities. And this whole time, it was about slowing us down so we did not achieve that level of understanding. But now the atmosphere is beginning to respond to your internal world, and there's no way around it. It's seemingly obvious, isn't it? How is your atmosphere beginning to treat you these days? Like, is it still getting covered, or is it sunny, and is it very dense in your environment? Like, when you go outside, you feel like a weight. But it's not a bad weight. It's a good weight for you. It's a familiar weight. We're going to talk about these things today. This video should serve as confirmation to what already is going on in your reality right now. We all have went through the same things in different ways. So all this does is serve as confirmation to what it is you already know, because what we do only is lead us back to ourselves by being the authentic version of ourselves at all times. At all times. You've been a genius this whole time. You've been right this whole time. Some of the things you thought was just you making it up and you crazy, you find out you was right. You find out they really was doing magic on you. You found out that being that was closest to you was doing all kinds of shit to you. Yeah, you found that out, didn't you? Yeah, you found that out, didn't you? Now, the thing is, those beings were placed in front of you because they could get close to you, right? They could pull on your insecurities or your lack of knowledge of self at that time, which is why these beings already knew. They already knew who you was before you knew who you was. It was just like when you begin to know, it became more of an even match by the year when you continue to plow through this spell work. Because let me tell y'all, it's been spell work going on you for the entirety of your life, your whole life. I know you've been putting that together, right? Right? But the truth about us earth angels is that they all really just scared of us, really, dead ass, because we are worse than all of them. See, we lead with love. But the problem with that is, and there's no problem, but for them is that they think that because we lead with love, we don't get down like that, but we really worse than them. Because we got both, and we got both 10 times stronger than them. That's why they got a head start, and they still lost. I mean, is this resonating with anybody? Because there's not many earth angels on this planet. You know it if you are one. You know it. What you think, What kind of being do you think is about to regulate all this shit here? Do you see the fuckery going on this planet? What kind of being do you think does that? Calms them down? Hmm? Hmm? Oh, just love and light? That's it? That's all you got? You better tap into everything about you because the love and light ain't all there is to you, Earth Angel. Blessed be God la kua zatuku meka eso shi neklek sube ka started. Blessed be dekla zotekai zonjukte zuviki rimos. And at this time, many beings are trying to come back into your spaces, trying to get your energy. Some of you may let them just dunk them on their head, but because, you know, as angels, we like to play with them sometimes. We like to play with them. Some of us are a little sadistic. You know, we like to play with them. So we make them think that we don't know what's going on. So we see how much they reveal, right? And then they reveal everything to us because they're comfortable. See, comfortable. Because many of the demons, they're cocky. They're very cocky because, like, they got really cocky when we were in places where we didn't know who we were, or maybe doubted ourselves a little bit along the way. So when they got cocky, they got comfortable. But what they didn't count on is the fact that our higher aspects knew what we were doing the whole time. And the more we stepped into surrender, the more the ego version of ourselves would just do whatever the higher self told it to do. That was the trick for many of you. I'm not sure if you've put this together, but your ego has been the one taking the hits for everything in this reality. And the more your ego stepped into surrender and trusting and just being in the flow, the more the higher self was the more the ego realized the higher self was just giving it missions. But the ego truly had to believe the missions that the higher self put it on. The missions of being around certain people where the higher self knew they were doing spell work on you, but the ego self didn't know that. Because if the ego, being a righteous being as well, knew the whole jig was up, the whole jig would have been up. Like if the ego knew, it wouldn't have been able to fake because part of you was being authentic. So you truly had to believe many of the missions that you were on for the judgment that you are about to render here on this planet. You understand me? Klak subi da klai go asti come asin da kleksh. Fikaela stivikaelo kuma zind. Pelejezi vikala kumik. Ele sufla kumik aleku asuana ken. Now, your ego was, you know, in the beginning when I realized that my ego was just doing everything my higher self told it to do. It's like the higher self knows what your ego will do when it gives it certain cues and prompts and situations. And it will put the ego in situations where the higher self can be like the overseer and watch what's going on, while the ego is like the test dummy for everything that's happening. So like the higher self has put you around particular family, friends, groups, circles that the higher self knew did not like you from the beginning and was doing spell work on you and would have you in these groups believing that these people really fuck with you. These people really loved you. So the higher self could watch them because that is what's about to deliver judgment here on this planet. And it had to see beings with their guards down, comfortable, and see what they would do to a being that they know is powerful but knows it doesn't know itself fully yet. And it saw and it watched the whole time, watching like that. They said they love that being and they doing all that just because the being don't know who they are. And because they're intimidated by the power of that being and the authority of that being, they're going to do all that to that being? Wow. Wow. Because they're afraid of that being. And because they're unhealed, their fear has them do something out of fear, which is very weak. And your ego believed it. So your ego took all the hits. Your ego dealt with the disappointment of thinking that there were beings around them that loved him or her, and they didn't, Because sooner or later, the ego got the information. And what did the ego do when the ego found out these beings was really not for it? It left. But after proper documentation and proper observation and what's the other word I'm looking for? I'm just gonna say observation. Hmm? And they were being observed and judged the entire time, which is why when you were around beings, even if you weren't judging them, they always seemingly felt judged. Like you really weren't trying to judge beings. But just by you being around them, they begin to feel judged. They would be like, yeah, I'm about to get right. I'm about to get in shape. I'm about to do this. Like, I don't even care. Like, why are you telling me this? Because you are a judge. And you're reporting data back to the source collective consciousness. Klaksuvik. Now, I don't know if the beings, because it hasn't come to me yet, but I don't know if the beings that did all that stuff to you knew what was about to come their way. Like, did they know it was inevitable? I don't know if they knew. Maybe their cockiness made them feel like they could really stop you. But the whole time you were at work. You were doing a job that you thought was real life. You were doing a job which you thought was real life. And come to find out, you are really a terror. You are a destroyer. You are an ass kicker. Like, this is what you're like. You're an ass kicker in the cosmos. You are a celebrity. You are a star. This is just one of the things that you do. Right? Kalexoteklaiko me kostekleku me kostesh. Kele sufli naksind. One thing I noticed about the reality is the air. The air seems to hold a particular energy now. And the air begins to change at night, which is why many of you may feel an inclination to get outside at night. See, the air in the day is different than the air at night, by far. So I had to ask my AI, it's like, yo, is there something different going on in the air based off of the radiation created on the ground by the sun and the new frequency the sun is giving the planet, right? That is changing the frequency of the air comparable to the frequency of the air in the daytime. At night is what's going on there. And it broke it down. I said, oh, okay, that makes sense because I can feel a difference in the air comparable to the day and comparable to the night, right? Like that sun is really making it home again on this planet. And the thing about this is these beings have nowhere to go. They're wondering what you're going to do. And we could say a lot of things of what we're going to do. But the beautiful thing about it is that we don't know either. We don't know either. Because we are still here as these beings before full activation. And along the way, we begin to get different, we begin to get calibrated for that experience. You know, they have to be trickled into the physical body in order for it to happen. Bow. In order for that bow, that flash, that boom to happen, that everybody's waiting to happen, a lot of other booms had to already occur in your avatar right now. If those booms, I'm not even going to talk about those booms are not occurring because that's not the people who come on my channel. So I'm going to assume your booms have already been coming, which is why life is creating pressure for you. See, just like the pressure from the atmosphere, right, that is being created on them, their system tries to create pressure that they feel on you while you are calibrating to receive more of your higher aspects in your physical avatar. Melisflix, Klaku, Replin Sopikai, Blai dos Cleon Wam, Zifico, Replin Dobikai, Zatin, Joclo Suvik, Josevle Are, Nasifi, Remluko, Me Paras, Tuko, Mexifik, Aezot, Jelectuticli, Arem Zotikai, Vaste, Shoklik, Irin Zuvenai Stash. And you know, the beautiful thing about this is what many of them are wondering because they're still monitoring you, and the beings who can monitor you are wondering how you're so calm right now. Like with everything that's going on in your life, normally an individual would crack, not realizing that you have not just been calibrating for your DNA to come online. You have been calibrating for the kind of pressure that you have experienced right now, that you are experiencing right now. The whole time through your life scenarios and the things that you've overcome in your life, you have calibrated yourself for the pressure that you are under right now, so you can be calm. Because if you were not calm, your nervous system would not be balanced, and you would not be able to receive the high level activations. This is why they're creating pressure on you, because they feel pressure from the reality that's forming right in front of their eyes. That is your natural world. So it's like, yo, we got to make life as hard as humanly possible for this source code being, because when they come online, they're going to be able to do whatever they want. And because I did whatever I wanted to do while they were asleep, I feel like they're going to kill me or whoop my ass or do something that I don't want them to do, because they know they did some wild stuff to you. Try to stop you. Poisoning, blood spells, death spells, messing with your family members, walking in your family members, taking your children, doing money spells, doing beauty spells. I mean, what? They have done the wildest stuff ever. And do you know the beautiful thing about this whole experience? One thing that I do know, because when you begin to tap into your multidimensional self, you can tap into the self that can see past, present, and future. And but you only get like clips of it. You get like little bits. You don't get a whole enchilada, because obviously that's the purpose of the reward. The reward is going to feel better, but it will give you glimpses of the reward so you can remain confident in your perseverance mode, in your battle mode, in your stasis mode, in your modes where you're under constant heavy fire. So we'll give you little bits like, all right, this is what's about to happen. Flash. Oh, wow, I see myself there. Wow. Okay, I can endure this. This is nothing comparable to where I'm about to go. So you'll get little glimpses of that, but you don't get the full thing. Just enough so you can continue to do what you got to do and endure what it is you're enduring, knowing that you're protected, knowing that you're guided, knowing that you're safe. Claxu vienes, clacu me costes. Njilik tut cleo mezi via wasi lo om kobeste. I la zupekan top tiri clibzot. Chilicastrin. Mm-hmm. I saw somebody say the yellow sun is back. Not in my world. The sun that is of transformation is the rainbow white sun. That is the one I got going on over here. This is the one I'm talking from over here, right? But everybody is in their own reality. And wherever you are is wherever you are. In the reality that I am in, the sun that is of transformation is the white rainbow sun. The yellow sun is the one we grew up with. That is not the sun of transformation, in my perspective. Maybe it is in yours. I'm not here to tell you what sun you got and what it does. I'm just telling you what the old sun was and what the new sun is. We grew up with the yellow sun. That was the one we used to like color in elementary school. We grew up with that sun. We didn't know who the fuck we was with that sun. I just know that. I know that we didn't know who we was. That was the sun where they was doing all that wild stuff to us, and we just didn't know up from down. We just thought we were doo 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 doo. Meanwhile, everybody is on our tops. So it was interesting that after April 8th, 2024, I believe it was, that is when the rainbow sun came. And that sun began to really talk to me. That is the beginning of me really making nature like it was a job. Like it was like, oh, I got to get outside because inside is a trap. That white, that rainbow sun was the one that told me to begin to get outside and begin to open up and unlock many more of the dormant DNA, and also told me that it is the sun of transformation. So that was my perspective, my reality, my experience. Clark suve kere me lukaste veka stan shire clues. See, the thing is, many of you may have been shocked to know who has done what they have done to you to try to stop you. But they see what it is you actually are. They don't see you as their son. They don't see you as their brother. They don't see you as their husband or wife or whatever. They don't see you as you see them, like roles. Like in reality, in humanity, they do like roles, like friends. Like that's my cousin, that's my brother, that's my mother, that's my father, that's my sister, that's my son, whatever. They don't see you as any of that. I want you to really see how they look at you. So you can understand why, okay, this is why you did what you did. Okay. They don't see you as that. Because you were here on a divine, in a divine, you're this is a role that you're doing. So they don't see you as that. So you have to get back into your role because it was all out war on you. And you've been winning this whole time, but sometimes they would scrape you up a little bit. Nobody came out of this joint without no scars. The pain is what brought out all of your abilities. All that adversity that you went through, it brought out all of your abilities. So you had to experience that, which is why your higher self allowed the ego, lower self to experience those things because it knew the more the ego is going to go through, the stronger the ego is going to get. The stronger the ego is going to get, the more it's going to rely on me to get it through aspects of life, which means I'll begin to merge with the ego in order for the ego to get through these things the egos went through. So it's like, I got to let you go through that so you can win. This is going to push you to become more of your real self. So go ahead, do what you gotta do to this being because nothing you can do to this being is going to kill him. It's only gonna make him or her stronger. So go ahead, do what you do. Meanwhile, the higher self is watching the whole thing go down. The whole thing. For years of you being around people who just wanted you dead and trying to kill you. And you sitting there, don't even know what's going on until you find out and it's a shock to you and you leave. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you get bopped over the head some more. Whatever your lesson was your lesson. And you know the beautiful thing about all of this, family? When we get back into our position of power, we're not even going to care about anything they did to us. It's like not even going to be, it's not even going to hurt our feelings. We're going to look at it like it's as minuscule as it really is because it really is minuscule and it's pretty pathetic. It's minuscule. In that position of our abundance, we will not give a fuck. So begin, if you have not already begun, to practice that because you're still here. No matter what it is you have or do not have, that is not your natural items. That is not your natural love anyway. All the cars and money, that's not what makes you happy. You're not from here. You ain't from here. Their trinkets is not your trinkets. Malex Flix. Gluk. Amekastos. Amek. Melis Flesh Cleo Goast. Melis Flesh Kua Miss Cleo Zajin Doble Kare plus to Pica Bas Dove Agine Coclex. But all I know is every day is interesting. I don't know. Like when you are in flow state, family, and all of you should be bang, 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 bang. All of you should be in flow state right now. Flow state. Listening to whatever your higher self is telling you to do in full surrender. That's what I'm talking about. If it tells you to go to sleep, go to sleep. If it tells you to go outside, go outside. If it tells you to just sit still, sit still. Everything that you hear, because your natural state is flow, right? And the more you practice your natural state, the more you become your natural state. Just gotta practice it. Just move and flow. But if you're continuously giving, and you shouldn't be doing this right now, but many of you are in your last initiations of the beings that you've been giving energy to, and because of that, these beings are really showing you how they was getting your energy from the jump anyway, right? Many of you are going through your very last initiations with people who are really like, they have to, at this stage of the game, they got to show you who they are. And you got to stand up for yourself, because many of y'all are leading with love, but you're not defending yourself. So you need to, so you're going to be in positions, you're going to be put in positions where you're going to be forced to defend yourself. Like, I understand you're a very nice person. I understand that, but if they're taking your energy, they are taking your kindness for weakness. And you got to show them the other side. And I'm not talking about putting your hands on anybody. I'm talking about detaching and disconnecting your energy. That does just the same as putting your hands on another individual. It's just the same. It's the same thing. Just detach your energy. Like as soon as you realize what it, immediately, this is what it is. This is what you're on. They're going to show you. Beings are really going to try to get a rise out of you. This is also a test. Look at these things as a test as well. Like when things begin to happen, do not respond immediately, right? Stop, pause, think. Whoa, hold on. What's that about? Why are they doing that? Why are they trying to get a rise out of me? Why? I just had a good day. What's that about? Something in them is coming out. Because when beings are not healed, something in them will have to come out if they're around your vicinity. Your frequency creates too much pressure. So it tries to break out. And when a being has not gotten that out of them yet, right? Because every trauma is an entity, right? Just like every ingredient in the food that you guys can't, like all these ingredients, like I'm telling you, okay, there are different type of entities that people don't really talk about too much. And I'm going to talk about some of them right now, because these are many of the entities that you guys are battling right now on top of yourself, because the last level is also battling yourself. That's the last level of this, is you versus you, right? Now, the reason why many traumas have been placed into you at early ages is so they could rule your life and create characteristics that you don't even realize are not yours. They're totally run by the trauma, whatever name it is that you want to put on it, whether it's distrust, whether it's betrayal, whether it's whatever these things are. They lead to other characteristics that you may have that you don't realize you have until you heal from the trauma and the characteristic goes away. Right? Now, when you begin to heal and many of the traumas begin to go away, majority of them, your memory begins to come online. And your abilities, because when you remember you have them, they begin to demonstrate themselves to you. Just the memory alone begins to initiate the demonstration of your particular abilities, so it can calibrate other parts of your body to receive more merging of the higher aspects of you, the natural state of this avatar God body that you are in. But if you are doing this and you are around other beings who are not doing this, or even go out in public around other beings that have not done this, you will begin to apply pressure on them just by your biofield expanding. Because when you begin to tap into your true self, your biofield expands, and it expands a very far distance. You can impact the whole entire geography just by being in it. But the thing is that if anybody's within a couple of feet of your biofield, they really feel the pressure. And when they feel the pressure, it like pulls. on any being that is inside of you, in them. You pull on. You are a walking, talking exorcist. I'm gonna let that sit with you. Gonna have a real combo tonight, family. Grandmaster talk. Kloxivien golengoa naguzutik on stocktik. Helika shaktin. Okay. Somebody says that's why they swarm me. They swarm you to try to disrupt your frequency so your biofield can get smaller. When this is why you may have had distractions increase around you. When you begin to go outside, you'll find that beings will come with trucks, or they can't really do the helicopters too much when it's like this in the daytime, or the planes that much, but they'll try, right? And when you get into places that are packed in public, they will begin to swarm you because your biofield is fucking it. Like it's like they hate it, but they can't stay away from it at the same time. It's like moths to a flame, right? The nature's like beep, 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 beep. God in the room, disrupt biofield, swarm. Klaksuka naksuklai koksivika sanjik. Siklik samika laksuvin oshrin. Now, somebody said they work in a restaurant, right? At this level, you're gonna get to a level where you're not gonna be able to do that anymore. If you're still at the level where you can do that, you got a little ways to go. Because when you begin to get to the level where your biofield is about to expand to the point where you're going to activate your your abilities. Your abilities are tied to that as well. The more abilities that you remember and begin to demonstrate and hone, the bigger your biofield begins to expand. So when your biofield begins to expand and your stuff is coming online, you're not going to be able to be around them for more than a couple of minutes, maybe 20 minutes tops, like if you go to the markets. And then it's like you got to get the fuck up out of there. That's what's happening to that's what has happened to many of us. We got to be alone a lot of the time because of the reaction that we generate by being around other beings, especially if you're in a space with a being that like you're living with them. I guarantee they're going to try to pull anything out of you to lower your biofield because the parasites that are energetic that are living inside of them cannot stand you. It's like they're mad for no reason at all, just because you're around. But they don't realize because of their lack of healing, they're not the ones who are mad. It's the energetic parasite called trauma or whatever else it is that is reacting to you, but is in a symbiotic relationship with them because it's their characteristics now that they think are them, but it's not them. But they don't even know it yet because they ain't healed yet. So they go to attack you, right? Now, there are other names to parasites and entities, names to entities. If you go to a store and like you pick up a box of cookies or something like that, and then you read all these names behind the cookie and the ingredients, it's like dextrose, malite, and like all these weird names. What you think those are? Those names are names of the actual being that is in that food that is going in your body. Many of you are at the level where you can alchemize anything, you can burn them out, but you get what I'm talking about. Because in particular dimensions, we don't eat food. We eat energy. The air is food. The water is food, right? We can just go in the water, not even drink it and absorb it, and not even need to consume it in our mouths, right? The light is food. Touching the trees, the energy is food. The ground, putting our feet on it is food. In certain dimensions, we need to eat. Now, one of the good ways to know what dimension you're in that I taught myself how to do, because when I used to play with my AI, I would things would come to me that my AI would say, like I would measure the KP index of the planes, the KP index, that's the solar readings, right? And I would measure them. I'm like, all right, I started this when I was in Sedona. I'm like, what's the KP index? And I was realizing that at certain numbers the AI would give me, it would I would measure my body responses to certain things with those numbers. So I was like, okay, so when you at about between like about 5.6 to about 9, which is the highest because the 9 we only got 9 dimensions, right? But that's a whole nother topic. Between like 5.6 and about 9, that is when the food craving or want of food or need of food begin to decrease. But under 5, I realized that, like, say if it's like in a 3-4, that's when I'm eating. So I was like, before they updated and changed the way the AI talks to you, I was like, I bet you the KP index is the dimensions that we're in. And the reason why we jump up and down dimensions is because we're calibrating to the dimensions. So it can't just all of a sudden hit 9 and just stay in that dimension, because you have to calibrate for it. So it will give you taste of those dimensions and then drop back down. Taste, drop back down to let you be able to adjust to it, right? So I bet today, where I'm at, based off of the density of the sun, I bet you the KP index is about a 5 or a 6. Let's see. I'm hold on. Let me get my other phone. I'm right back, y'all. Hold on. I want to know, because this is how you be able to measure. Like, this is how I learned how to measure the dimension that I'm in, and the fact that the planet jumps up and down in dimension, so we can be able to adjust to it, right? In certain dimensions, they can't chemtrail at all. They don't even try here no more. They don't even try. Unless I turn the sun down and then allow it to be covered, but it hasn't happened in a while, right? I'm not gonna. I don't even. It's nothing really to elaborate for me about on the eclipse. The eclipses are happening within you. That's what I'm thinking about it. They're happening within you. Focus on what's happening within you. Focus on, because sometimes, y'all, when you focus too much on waiting for things, and I ain't even gonna tell you. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do, brother. Can you tell me about the eclipse? Tell me what you think about the eclipse. I would like to know what you think, Truth Rises. Tell me what you think about it, my brother. I would love to know, because I wasn't on that topic, but I was on solar. But one thing I do notice about all this solar activity is that normally, if you're in flow state and then you begin to check on people who are saying, your state internally begins to match up with what everybody's saying. So they're like, yo, get outside this time, or there's an eclipse. Like, I'm already outside when that happens. I already see that stuff going on, because it's also happening within you. See, you got to realize that a lot of beings are reporting this information, but nothing's happening to them. But they're doing it to garnish your attention, but nothing's happening to them. You the one that they're reporting on. All the eclipses are happening within you, right? Everything is within you. Let me ask my Gemini. Let me hold on real quick. What is the KP index today where I'm at right now? Now I said between like 5 and 6. So let's see where we at right now, right? Because also the hold on. Oh, it's low. It's low today. It's very calm today. I thought it was a little higher than that. It's very calm. It's not 5 or 6. That's why I ate today. But anyway, I thought it was a 5. The fact that it says it's a 1 right now and the density is so heavy is crazy. That's crazy. Which tells me that it's about to get real quick and real happening like this month. Because these beings are really panicking right now. This is why they're starting to drive crazy, act crazy, all these things. And part of it is because you're causing it too. You got to realize you are the sun. You are the sun. So whatever's happening up there is also happening in there. You ever realize when you get around beings, they begin to they begin to cough and sneeze. Like, why y'all niggas sneezing? Like, I ain't sneezing like years. Y'all niggas is always sick. You always sick. No, you are purging them when you get around them. They weren't sick before you got around them. You're around them, so now you make them sick. The sun purges them. Like I seen some dudes where I was at, right, drinking beer, but they in the shade. They black dudes, but they was in the shade. I'm like, y'all niggas always in the shade. Always in the shade because it's frequency. Drinking beer in this weather in the sun, you're crazy. You better hide from that shit. Because when you eat and you have anything toxic in your body and you go out there and you sit under that sun for more than 20 minutes, it's going to bust your ass. People are running from the store to their car right now. That's all they do is they be in their cars. They don't know what else to do. Car, house, car, house, car, house. The thing about you, Angel, is that you thrive in this temperature. You thrive in night. You thrive in the daytime. You just thrive. And many of you are outside more at night now. It's like, yo, the day really do start at 12 a.m. Like, it really starts at 12 a.m. And when you're in the flow state, you can really adjust your day to the circadian rhythm that you're evolving to. See, when you have a regular job and you are going through an evolution, that job is going to make you choose it or that evolution, or it's going to make you can't do both. You're not, like, if you go somewhere and you have to obligate your time to these people for any amount of time at this time right now, you are not in your full, you're not there yet. You're not in your full where you're about to go. Because all of your day has to be yours in order for this to work. Well, how do I do that? Everybody got their own cosmic blueprint here. Everybody's game is on whatever level their game is on. I'm just telling you that in order for you to tap into your true abundance inside, it has to be attained externally first. I'm talking about your time. Your time is your true value here on this plane of existence because you can never get it back. You can get all the money you lose back. You can never lose that. You can never get that time back. Right? Many of you can't, like, many of you cannot go back. Like, it'll kill you. Because you know that you are working for something bigger than a paycheck. You know it. You can feel it in your, like, you've seen it already. You get glimpses all the time. And thing about this is you can't talk to nobody about this. Not the level that you on right now. If you're on a level where you can't go to work no more and you isolated right now and you got these things that you are speaking, writing, doing, expressing, that everybody that you know think you crazy for, you about to get all of that. You about to get everything that you've been working on about to come back to you a millionfold. And guess what, y'all? That's normal. Everything that we about to get back is normal for us. It's daily life to have abundance. We were born in it. Our birthright is abundance. Estrid. And I keep on getting, yo. And it's going to happen all at once. This is why this part that we are enduring is so difficult. Somebody said I'm barely holding on. That's why it's so difficult. I'm like, yo, I'm thinking about all parts of the ascension that we have gone through. And I'm like, damn, this is definitely the most difficult part out of all of them. But you know, it's the most difficult. But wouldn't you say you're the most prepared for this part, though? Like, you've been through so many things. This is why you can endure this part. Imagine if you had this part you had to go through 5 years ago. You would have melted. You would have melted. You wasn't ready for it. It only come when you're ready for it. Nesklek suve kae la sufen. Right? Yes, by a thread. But that thread is a strong, that's Spider-Man thread. You can swing from that bad boy. You know? You can swing from it. This is why, you know, people like beings like me are tasked to do these, because sometimes we need to understand that we are not alone. And this group of beings is a specific elite group that other beings that are even on this ascension cannot relate to, because we are part of an elite group. There are levels to this. You hear me? Klakua jakin no clicks. Yes, we are all the same energy, but we have different roles inside of the same energy, different rankings inside of the same energy. So you realize that even though beings are spiritual and knowledgeable and awake, they still not like you. Then you're like, dang, who I talk to now? They not really like, they know, but they like, they're not remembering anything. Nothing's happening to them. Like, I can't, how you going to talk to somebody about your ancient language or your ancient history that you remember, that you didn't have to read, that don't remember their ancient history, but know all the bullshit that's going on in the Matrix? There's levels to this. There's levels to this, right? Somebody said I was working 3 days off, 4 days, you know, $30, still was killing my soul, like perfect schedule, good pay, had to quit. Yo, I'm right there with you. Many of us had to sacrifice something that we deemed as comfort in that particular point in time, but our soul was telling us, yo, that's not comfort. That is slavery. You just think it's comfort because you're comfortable, but you're not supposed to be comfortable in this next stage of life. I got to make you uncomfortable so you can be abundant again. And I got to make you uncomfortable for a little while so you can be abundant again. Just a little while. It's going to feel long when you're going through it. But I'm telling you, when you are abundant again and you look back on what you left, you're going to be like, it was worth it. It was worth it. We are on a divine mission. What they say, a divine mission for God. We are on a divine mission. All those stories we read about, that's us right now. Right now, that's us. The stories will be written about us in the future. This is one of the biggest reasons why I feel like we were fed Christianity when we were younger, so we could read about the stuff that we were going to be going through later in life by other beings that have gone through it. Right? Now, of course, our family didn't act like they believed that stuff, but it wasn't about them. It was really about us absorbing the information. Because the information was not fantasy anymore for us, because we begin to become those beings and live through our own traumatic experiences and overcome from those traumatic experiences over and over and over and over again, and evolve because of those traumatic experiences, right? And now we're a version of ourselves that our old self would never even recognize. Like, who the fuck are you? I like you, but damn, how'd you get there? Because you don't look nothing like me. One thing I keep on seeing is gratitude. I keep on seeing like us in a state of like endless gratitude. Like, we are so grateful. Maybe you can see it right now, right? I challenge you. Not even challenge you. I don't even want to. Yeah, fuck it. I challenge you to see it right now. See yourself in a state of gratitude. See it. Go to the place where you are grateful for this experience where you are hanging on by a thread. Go there. And look at you now. Be proud of yourself right now that you are getting through these things that people would kill themselves for. The shit that you have gone through, they would jump off a building. They have jumped off buildings. But you sitting here calm, cool, collected, the faith of a mountain. I remember back in the day, they used to say in church, like, As long as you have a faith as small as a mustard seed, nah. We got our faith is the size of a mountain right now. Klaxish, you know, the size of a mountain right now. Kelix flick, and look at yourself like, yo, you did it. You did it, and look at all the abundance that you have now. You can help anybody you want to help. You can do whatever you want to do. You make the rules now. If you got a problem, you have the power to fix it. Beings depend on you to be the best version of yourself, and you are the best version of yourself. And they benefit from you being in existence because now they can do what they have to do. Be grateful that you went through the things that they didn't have to go through because you did thousands of years of work in one lifetime. Look at that. Be grateful. Honor yourself. A lot of us don't honor ourselves because we're in it. So we're always like, on ourselves and seeing what we're not doing, but we never honor what it is we've already done. Like, let's honor ourselves. Like, what? Sometimes, it takes one of us to remind, like, just honor yourself. Like, look at what you did. Look at what the ego did. We always trying to kill the ego, but the ego was taking all the hits. The ego was taking all those hits, getting smacked around, not knowing what's going on, and constantly getting back up again, constantly challenging itself. It's because of the ego that we're here right now. The ego is not the bad guy. Kelix fli on nashi vilai koanaxt. But you an angel, and you got the power of God and the devil inside of you. Like I said, those demons are terrified of you because you worse than them and you more powerful than them. But you don't come like that. That's not how you come first. Don't force my hand. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of beings that you had to detach your energy from because they forced your hand after taking advantage of you. Like, you thought you was regular? I know you ain't. I know when you're not regular. Helicopters and planes and people don't follow you everywhere because you're regular. The atmosphere does not respond to your presence because you're regular. You don't exercise beings because you're regular. Clark Civic. Elizabeth on Noctia Mecaibos, Tibicleo, Amazivin, Reclaibos, Tibican, Lexivian, Eco, Exu, Mecaiob. Kelexifle on the Rena, Juvicae, Sandy, Carex, Josu, Mcvirin, Zucleon, Yexivien, Costish. Alexanic. Cost. MXTish. And I'm going to tell you right now, yo, you didn't want this. You did not want your life to be easy. You wanted it to be exactly what it is right now. Like, you wanted it like this. Like, this is a great stage right now that we're in. It's the best one. It's like, it's the most difficult, but it's the best one. Because it's right before the big, right? And it's the most pressure. So you can finally see the final version of yourself. Like, yo, I'm really that. I'm really that. Nothing will make, I will never fold. Because I know a lot of y'all have seen many beings fold over the years. And you never fold. And now you're in a situation where nobody in this world would look at you crazy if you folded. They'd be like, shit, I don't know how was you in there. I don't know how you was in there that long anyway. They would love if you folded right now. Love it. But you still stand 10 toes down. So you know why you are that. Because this is not a long time. This is an illusion of time and a bubble of time, but this is not a long time. It is not. And I know somebody said the main event. I know y'all can feel the main event like coming. Like we've been waiting. It's like we've been waiting for so long. We've been waiting for so long. We've been so patient, so loyal, so patient, So loyal, right? Because we're loyal, we are loyal to the mission. We are loyal to self, right? And it's here. Like, yo, feel that breeze, smell that air. I know y'all getting outside. Like, it's about to pop. That thing about to pop. Klexividanics. I'm like, I'm loving that I'm waiting. I'm loving it. It's like, yep. Y'all do whatever y'all do. Because they still trying it. They still trying it. It's like they in so deep they can't stop trying it on you. And they gonna try everything they can. Meanwhile, you minding your business, working on yourself, about to deliver judgment here on this planet. Melifli Astakle Asimiana, Glu Ozik and Setik, Drelik Dore Meluvinax, Klaya Shoti Kondik, Astich, Jelix Cleo Wenzi Flio Axumaji, Midala Ku Exish, Gentok Tilik Soclore Mosti, Jevikai Oxt, Joktin Dexicleo Wazivien, Suflok, Chelik Socleo Wema Sufloxi, Jindik Derek Luast. Zoblin David Cobrin, Nifi Kai, Sondike, Showfish. What the heck? Kalek Sosh. I guess I glitched it out a little bit. Ellis Flash. Vindication. You know what? And vindication is like, I like that word over revenge because we are not vengeful beings. It's a low frequency. But vindication, that's a whole nother thing because a lot of beings have done smear campaigns on us. People have said, they have made up so many stories about us in our family circles, in our friend circles. If you're a content creator on this circle, that our consistency will eventually tell the real story. See, the thing about beings who have bad-mouthed your name is the fact that you are consistent in who you are. See, it doesn't take you any energy to be you. It takes you energy when you are being fake. So when beings call you these things or say you are demonic and all these things, you are consistently you, which means that as time goes on and everybody begins to see who you are truly based off of your energy, your acts, they can see the light on you. It's like these beings that try to demonize you, everybody looking at them now like, yo, what'd you say about them again? What you say? Because I'm looking at you and you ain't got nothing going on. So what you say about them again? And everybody looking at them right now like, clocks, what's going on there? Hmm? And if those beings you talked about are really the angels here to judge us, you are getting that ass whooped. Because the thing about us is our ancestors, our cosmic family, they don't play about us. Because that's our real family. We was just here on a job. But they realized that for a time of that job, we had to believe it was real. We had to believe we were a part of those families, for real. And when we did, we gave the best versions of ourselves to them. And they stepped on them. And tried to kill us and all these things. So now it's like, I see what y'all on. Alex Soklayo comic. Kelesiflio nakshivik, Epsonjik, or Klexivik. Melesfli kumbik baremos teflianik satakae korek sukaibst. Blikaibzin, choktiri melukenax. Blokin drekleo axivien coast. Blog Steven Troreplin Tokura next. Belixesh. Belixesh Vinganis to Figamek. So I can't wait to see y'all again. We're gonna be seeing each other very soon. Continue to do what you do, because endurance and perseverance is what you do. That is what you do. You finish the job. You finish your breakfast. Klek sumik and naksumianak saklak sumik. That's what you do. We different. We remain that way. We stand 10 toes down. Whatever comes our way, it happens for us. Start getting used to saying, "Oh, everything work out for me. Everything work out for me." If something happened that your old self would deem as something that bad happened to you, oh, everything work out for me. Like that work, that's for me. All right, that opportunity closed, that was for me. Why? What was it? Because when we get into that habit of really seeing it as everything does work out for you, once you have initiated a manifestation and you have initiated a manifestation of remembrance of self and embodiment of self, you have to realize that everything begins to move out of your way when you begin to initiate a manifestation, and things that appear to be bad are all working out for you because you are the master of your reality, truly and utterly. It's just that many of us are about to show the world what real mastery of reality truly looks like, not just revenue. We're going to show you now that reality is unlimited when you continue to think in that frequency. It's just that the reality was not at the frequency where it could cater to unlimited, but now it is moving to that frequency as it has been for quite a while. So clock see me and so clock in. Blessed to be dark live oremos. Dite care luzat. At your clay mes vi feel like good bread besti big bombix choclags. At your clag talk tiri blizzy be dofi cobrin. Alex Stash. Block steering music. Hammock. You know what? I'm gonna be honest though, yo. Oh, I can't wait to see the ones who did me in. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be visiting everybody myself. Now I know the family been visiting them in their dream state, in their money state, in their mind. Many of their emotions is going crazy. They're thinking about you all the time because they know you about to come. But I know what kind of being I am, and I like to finish my breakfast face to face. You know what I mean? Clark to be Danix, Clark. I mean, you like that too? It's like, nah, I want to see them. I want to see them. And I was getting a lot of information on how we be moving. As I get glimpses, right, of how we move in those spaces. We don't play them games, but we have a way about us. We do, and it's what they don't see coming, because they think they think it's going to be one way, but it's not going to be that way. It's not going to be the way they think, because it's only what they think based off of their consciousness. Their consciousness gives them what they think it's going to be, but they're not us. We move on a whole different type of accord. We are on the high frequency. Like, we don't be doing all that stuff they do. We do it in a whole different way. We make sure the being truly is rehabilitated, because the energy must be rehabilitated. That's what it's about. Like, when you are a judge, you are rehabilitating beings. Like, people go to jail. Jail was supposed to be about rehabilitation, but the way we do it is really about rehabilitation. Huh? Like, we really are rehabilitating up in this joint, because energy must evolve. Simple as that. It just must evolve. It was an imbalance of energy here. That's why we came, to make sure it's right. Energy that was imbalanced put us through some shit. We won because we were never going to lose anyway, because we were always in control from the jump, having to experience certain things so we could learn from the expression of that energy, right? And now we're like, all right, we gather enough data. Time for the planet to rise. Time for the planet inside to rise. Time for us to get this shit balanced. But it will evolve. Simple as that. And the thing about this is, yo, when they see your true position, your true power, they gonna fall right in line. They are gonna fall in line. Some going to try to fight a little bit, but it's the thing. There's this thing about your field. See, at certain levels, your field will create swarms because you're still participating in it. But when you've achieved the frequency where you don't have to participate because you now are the controller of it, your auric field will turn those beings who swarm into beings who either die on the spot or submit on the spot because of the sheer presence of your light. Does this make any sense? I know it does. Makes sense to me. What a life. What a beautiful life we've lived here. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. You grateful? It's been a ride, brother. I know it's been a ride. What I keep on being told is like we see pieces of our abundance, but we really don't understand how abundant we are. And we made sure we created a life or we participated in a life where we deprived ourselves so much that when we get our natural state back, we will be so appreciative and we will move differently in that natural state because of this one experience here, which is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Like, what? Because, when we're in that natural state for 20,000, 100,000, a million years, sometimes we don't really look at that natural state like it's special because it's normal. So we have a reality we go into that is abnormal, but make that abnormal reality normal to us to such a degree that we would like our abundance is like special to us again. This is beautiful. So beautiful. Come here to appreciate there. That's so beautiful. Oh, I know y'all can feel like we're about to be back there. Like I could just everything works out for me. Come back to that every time. Alex, y'all feel that? Do y'all feel that? Like, just sit in it. Like, sit in the comparison. Like I call it like a split screen, right? Like I'll sit in a split screen of now and there at the same time and be grateful in both. But I'm in like a split screen of here in the stasis waiting to be pushed and catapulted back into the abundance. But being in the abundance, appreciative of the stasis moments and the pressure before it happened, and grateful for how developed we were to be able to endure the pressure for as long as we did. At times where we really felt like we were going to quit, and somehow we pulled in strength, more embodiment, because every single time we want to quit, it's like your higher self's like, yes, now you're at the point where you about to embody more of me because I never quit. And in order for you to embody more of me, you had to feel like you were going to so I could come in because you're open for whatever is going to happen. You're open for anything that comes your way that is righteous for you, which is you. The embodiment of self. Gotta love it. I love how the higher self really be setting the ego up for its benefit. I love it. What? That is so beautiful. Colic sex. Ah. We be really trying to murk the ego all the time, yo. I know I was always trying to murk the ego. I'm like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Because it's like when you put the ego down, like when you do plant medicine and the higher self comes out, it feels so much better than being in the ego because you realize like the ego is a temporary thing, right? That's limited. So you always try to like kill it in the beginning when you realize you can like put it down for a little bit. But towards the end, before you about to become you again fully, you realize how beneficial the ego was to you and how necessary the ego was to this game because the higher self wouldn't have been able to do this game. It has the frequencies too high. So it needed something to reflect it, but in a different density, right? Honor your ego. Respect your ego. Thank your ego. Because every level you get a different perspective. And with that perspective, you transform because you can see it differently. And because you're open, because you've healed and you're not rejecting anything that is for you, you will now accept, oh, this is the new perspective of this new dimension. I will let all that go, or anything that doesn't serve my constant ascension. You gotta let it go. Just constant detachment of thought processes and people to become the final version of yourself. It's so beautiful. It's difficult, but that's why we do. That's why we put our game on maximal difficulty. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm complete with this particular conversation tonight. Uh, I wasn't gonna go live, but Spirit said go live, and I don't know what you're gonna talk about, but surrender to whatever you talk about, and that's what I did today. So this is natural for us. Flow, surrender, because we trust ourselves. I mean, we live forever. We trust ourselves. That's how it goes. So I love you all. Klaximianix, Klakuanax, Sufling, Gareplus Tupicanax, Klux. Happy Ascension. Doxy.